I derive my value from my network, not from my work, not from the activities I did. So
I
I
see.
mistakenly, yeah, like I really like the reason why I think I might have been anxious was because I used to value myself based on the people I know.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I would say like I don't know as
Gotcha.
many of these people anymore. It's like my old me, right,
Mm-hmm.
is still wondering like, are these my friends or are these my enemies?
Mm.
And so that affects me now because if these are my enemies, that means maybe less sales, maybe less engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I gotta like be wary of them. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, but I realize like that's not the case. Like as in like people still care about me. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's even if there's like a few people, it's like that's still better than all the people, right? That's
Yeah,
still
like
better
a
than
few
none.
that matters.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mumbling Thoughts. And today I brought on another special guest, another really good friend of mine, Daniel. And we've been friends since middle school. And back then we were just little shits without a care in the world. And we would get into a lot of trouble and do a lot of dumb stuff. But we've grown a lot since now, I feel like. And it's been an honor to see him grow and also take part in his growth and really just see him turn into the motivated and driven person he is today. But I brought him on because I feel like his experience as an entrepreneur is something that you all can relate to. You know, he's faced a lot of struggle, doubt, uncertainty, and risk. But despite all of that, he's pushed through all of that. And I feel like his story really embodies the struggle that creators, builders, and entrepreneurs go through. And I feel like his perspective offers a lot of insight into the challenges and rewards that come with being an entrepreneur. So I hope you guys find as much value as I did in this conversation. So without further ado, let's get straight into the motherfucking video.
Yo, so it's been a minute, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, how you been?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Good, good. So, like, what have you been mumbling about recently?
Going straight there.
Yeah, I mean,
Straight into the
you.
straight into the
I asked,
cesspool of
I,
terribleness in my life.
I asked you how you've been, and you gave me a plain. It's been good.
Okay.
Is that all we are? Is that
Okay,
all we
that's
are?
fair. That's fair. Shit.
Okay,
Nah,
exactly.
okay. Recently things have been better. I'm only playing on my phone so I can like look back on like
Yeah, you're fine.
what I
You're fine.
remember.
Yeah.
But recently things have been better. I
Uh-huh.
feel very motivated. I'm working a lot more.
Mhm.
I'm like antsy to work too. Like
That's good.
cause like that's the best mode to be in, where it's like you enjoy the work you're doing because like it fulfills you.
Yeah.
So right now it's weird because like I haven't really told many people about this.
Mhm.
It's just me and my partner that are working on this, and
Yeah.
more like me.
Okay.
But we're working on this like software idea to help homeowners like find and source and essentially streamline the process for
Okay.
purchasing solar panels.
Okay.
It's very interesting, and I think it would be a very, very cool idea.
Mhm.
Now, I can say that because nobody can imagine what this like app looks
Okay.
like. I'm actually genuinely a little worried that like, because if somebody knows how to code and build this,
Yeah.
like it'll work in their favor.
Mhm.
And like I think it's pretty stealable.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need like the intellect to like scale it and all that
Right.
shit. But I think it's a really good concept.
Uh-huh.
But I've been like really motivated by like working on it, as well as
Yeah.
like things have kind of like figured its place with like the partner that we're working with on like selling, not selling, but like essentially bring people onto community solar. So that's another
Gotcha.
good thing.
Uh-huh.
So things like business is like getting there.
It's
It's like I'm
starting
starting to like
okay.
I can start making money now, which is
Yeah.
great. And
Uh-huh.
then I'm starting to work on a product that I think has higher potential than the consulting service that we were working on.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it's great. I'm like I'm happy with that. I see potential. I feel like I can see light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
Rather,
okay.
2 weeks ago, I hit my like I don't know what you call this, but I just hit a moment where I was like,
Like a low
no,
point?
it wasn't like I wasn't gonna die. Like I was like,
But that still can be like a low point.
it's a low point. It was a low point for sure. It wasn't my lowest point.
Uh-huh.
I've gone through some shit.
A moment of weakness.
A moment of weakness. That's what it is. A moment of
Okay,
weakness.
yeah, a moment of weakness.
And I was like, I want to give you better context to this. So
Uh huh.
my partner and I were working on this community solar thing,
Yeah.
essentially just trying to bring more people onto community solar. So like better educating people,
Mm-hmm.
better engaging people, and then like working with like people we already know.
What is community solar?
So community solar is essentially um, for anybody that rents in a house
Mm-hmm.
or lives in an area with too much trees or
Yeah.
doesn't have or doesn't personally have the financial means to purchase solar panels.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't access solar panels because of
Mm-hmm.
cost or because of like roofing or
Mm-hmm.
because of like they live in an apartment.
Yeah.
They can switch to something called community solar.
Okay.
So essentially, you switch where you're getting your power provider from. So it's same bill.
Mm-hmm.
You're still getting it from Con Edison,
Yeah.
but you're getting your power 100% from a solar farm. So
Uh-huh.
just a field of solar panels.
Gotcha.
And you're also reaping the benefits of that by getting 10% off on your electricity bill.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pay $100, you now pay $90. And that's across the year. And
Yeah.
then depending on your contract, depending on the farm, it could be
Uh-huh.
for 25 years, could be for 20 years, could be for just a year.
Gotcha.
So we help you find those like contracts
Mm-hmm.
and then like make it easier for you to enroll and then just start saving money. As well as like,
Okay.
promoting clean energy because you don't know, we're like we're all like on like natural gas right now.
Yeah.
Like 50% of like our gas, our like, power is from like dirty fuels. So
Mhm.
it's like living in a cleaner world. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So getting back to like the moment of weakness.
Oh yeah. So giving that context, that's what
Yeah.
community solar is,
Uh-huh.
and so we had started to run into issues with lower conversion. So a lot of people were outreaching, like it's warm outreach, right? So like
Yeah.
friends, family, etc. Like some people were receptive, some weren't. Some were like, like it doesn't seem like.
My parents were one of them.
Yeah, I mean, like
Ish.
it's what happened,
Yeah,
and like
uh-huh.
I think like another thing like to learn and understand is I'm in a space where there's a lot of skepticism because like
Yeah.
people like worry that the personal information is getting leaked or like they're getting scammed or like their bills gonna go
Yeah.
much higher or like whatever it is. So it's like being able to break through those barriers. Like
Yeah.
I know that education is a big piece of it.
Mhm.
So the best way to solve problems like that is to show results.
Yeah.
But like I also need to cultivate my results. But
Mhm.
now this gets into it. I wasn't able to get any results because
Yeah.
the partner we're waiting on that can give us like better contracts.
Uh-huh.
He was taking forever.
Okay, so that was the partner that wasn't responding.
That was the partner.
Oh, I thought you meant like your partner Dominic.
No,
I was
no,
like,
me
damn,
and
what
Dom
the
were chilling.
fuck? Yeah, I
No,
was
me
like,
and Dom were
nah, there's
chilling.
no way. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because that company was taking forever to like
Yeah.
get to us, and for whatever reasons, right?
Uh-huh.
That I couldn't onboard the current clients I had. So I
Mhm.
had over like 10, 11, 12 clients.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't get them on, which means I couldn't show other people results, which means I couldn't make
see.
my sales pitch shorter, which means I couldn't like convert more people, which eventually led me to be like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to deliver on like what I promised my first set of people.
Mhm.
And it's like if I can't do that for them, it's like I can't keep outreaching.
Yeah.
But and as well as like at the time we were working on like a Department of Energy grant,
Mhm.
so I had to like fully switch to working on that so we can just get that out.
Yeah.
And then hopefully win $50,000.
Mhm.
I don't know, but
Nice.
so I switched to that. I stopped doing sales completely.
Mhm.
We still have our clients, still haven't onboarded them. Partners still taking a long time. Still
Yeah.
having back and forth with them, like, oh, like how's everything going? Can I get an update?
Mhm.
And they're like, yeah, our corporate like you know the worst kind of answers like they answer, but it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
They're not saying anything.
Mhm.
Like, it was just like
Like nothing's being communicated. Nothing's
benign.
wrong. Yeah.
absolutely
Uh-huh.
stupid.
I get that.
And
Yeah.
I was like, God, this is terrible.
Yeah.
This is terrible. And then I was just like, so like 2 weeks have passed, and I finished the
Uh-huh.
grant, all that. But that same week we were wrapping up the grant, I got sick. So that like Monday or Tuesday, and then the
Yeah.
grant was due Thursday, and I got sick. So right off the bat, when I woke up in the morning,
Yeah.
oh, also I don't go to school right now.
This
So like,
guy's taking a gap semester.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I woke up.
Mhm.
I usually start with a morning workout because that
Yeah.
gets me like energized as well. And like I don't say energized like, oh, I take like AG1 athletic greens. Like I like
People
genuinely
say that's like a scam. Some people.
it might I don't know. I don't really
Yeah.
care. Like
Yeah.
I'm not bougie enough to even afford it. So I like for me it's like I'm sleepy as hell in the morning, so I need to like well, even if I'm not,
Yeah.
like I need to work out so like I like get my first win of the day as well as like
Yeah.
I need energy. And then the second thing is like it like gives me time to like for my brain to wake up because I'm thinking about my 100 pushes, I'm thinking about my 100 like sit-ups, whatever it is. And then I don't do that at all because I'm sick. I feel terrible. So
Yeah.
second thing, I'm waking up after like 10 hours of sleep. Terrible. And I'm sleeping super late too.
Yeah.
So I'm not feeling great at all. And then by the end of the week, didn't cook food, didn't work out at all, slept a lot, still feel terribly sick, but at least I finally got my grant done. But after the grant, it's like, all right, I'm relieved. But it's like, you know that feeling when you like finish a race or like, you finish a competition. It's like I did it. I fucking got my gold medal. But it's like, now what? So now it was like I hit that moment like now what? And I just had to think about it. I was like, dude, those partners that haven't answered, or that partner that hasn't answered, this like these clients that I'm still like I still have to deliver on.
Yeah.
It's like, and then all that just came to mind. I'm like, dude, I suck. I'm like, dude, like, I'm not cut for this. Like, what's like, this is terrible. And so, this finally led me to thinking like, I gotta like change something, right? So
Yeah.
immediately what came to mind is like, what if I just like stopped doing this stuff, just went back to school, got like a job in like the corporate world, and like just like spearheaded that and like did a great job there. Like I do amazing. Like I just follow like the the corporate route. And I was like, okay, that's not bad. And it's like, all right, well, I can't join school now, so it's like, all right, what if I just get a job now? Like maybe I'll just like learn something like construction. And I was like, I don't know. Like at the end of the day, it's like I need to build skills, right? So it's like
Yeah.
I can learn more from doing construction, or I can learn more from like
Interesting.
not like desk work. I'm not scheduling nothing for anybody.
Yeah.
I know how to do that very well. I don't need to do it for other people because there's nothing to learn from that.
Yeah.
But if I can do paperwork, if I can do like grant writing, if I can do something where I can learn from, like that'll be a better use of my time. So I was thinking maybe that solar technician, like all this stuff, and I was looking up like on my phone with my girl at like 1 in the morning. We're just like thinking about this, like even telling her I just felt terrible, but she was like hella supportive about it, so I was like happy. But I was just like I just woke up the next morning and I was like all right, we got to figure this out. So week goes by, I don't end up doing my weekly review on Sunday. I do it on Monday.
Yeah.
Feel terrible. So I'm like, Ryan texted me the day before. I didn't answer him. Not on purpose. I don't think on purpose. But okay, let's open up why. Why did he text me?
So like while you look for that, I feel like one thing though, like before I wanted to say is about like the solar industry. I feel like it's very similar to like the health insurance industry, and so one of my friends that I met at the gym, he is, what do you call them, an insurance broker or an insurance agent?
Agent.
Agent. So he is an agent for some healthcare thing, a health insurance thing, and basically they kind of cracked the code, or they claim that they did, on selling health insurance. And basically what they focus on is, like you said, what they do is they teach you about the importance of building wealth, maintaining wealth, and how you can do so.
Okay.
And then the health insurance option is a way you can do that.
Yeah.
And that's the route that they take. So they teach you about personal finance and wealth, and then they say health insurance helps you with that. If you want to go through with it, we can help you with that. And then that's how they found success.
How's he doing now?
That's what he's doing right now.
Is he making like good money right now? Do you know?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But like that's how their company, like their framework, they made it. And then I feel like that's probably what solar needs to do as well. Because like you said, there's a lot of skepticism. Someone comes up to you, oh, I can save you money, 10%. Like that sounds good, yeah, sure. But you know, you're a little skeptical on like, they're gonna help me save money. How does that benefit them?
Yeah.
Like there has to be a catch because nothing comes free in this world, you know.
Yeah.
So, but then there are, like I would say, people like you or organizations that do aim to like shift to solar that want to improve the world, you know. And information is a really big part of it. And I feel like now with your new idea, I feel like it's a lot easier. And I don't know why. It's not the same, but I feel like it can be comparable to Sage, where you're not connecting people but you're connecting the people to information.
That's
Yeah.
all business is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like finance, for example. The only way to make money is through asymmetric information.
What is that?
So that means there's two sides to a market, right? Buyer, seller.
Yeah.
One person knows that something
Middleman?
the other person doesn't.
Uh-huh.
Even if there's a middleman, there's still a buyer and a seller. You know a certain amount of information that I don't, and I know a certain amount of information that you don't.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I'm buying. There's a reason why you're selling. But the thing is, if you know more than the other person, then there's a profit to be made. Because like, for example, if you know Tesla, if you're like shit, I need to sell Tesla because
stocks.
I need like to liquidate my assets, and I'm like, I know Tesla's gonna go up in a week because at the earning call, it's expected to go really well because they sold over what they sold last quarter. And it's like the asymmetric, the information gap.
Yeah.
So that's where you can make money. And so like same with business, like there's asymmetric information. There's things that people don't know that you know, which is why you're able to deliver that service. But there's also the thing is, I can enjoy doing this. I can enjoy cleaning your house and doing your dishes and all that to get paid for. You might not like it, but if I'm willing to take that burden off of your chest, then I'll do it. So I solve your problem and get compensated for it. So that's why I think capitalism is cool too. A little bit of a tangent. I don't know how we got here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, what you're saying is right. It's like people need to feel trusted. People need to understand like what it is. So like my thought was create a better education system. But the thing is like that also becomes a question where it's like, do people want to be educated or do they want to just get it done?
Right.
They want to get it done. But it's like so what are you willing to sacrifice? That's like the tricky part. So it's like people trust themselves, right? They know that. So my thought process, give you all the best tools for you to do everything yourself so that it's easier to get it done. Because right now, if you were to get community solar, you're going to search it up. What is community solar? You're going to start reading blogs and stuff. But what if I give you all the right tools for you to learn about it? And then it's a little easier because you could trust learning it on your own. Now, again, community solar is not the best example because that's a little simpler of a product. But that's why we're going with the solar panel thing because now I know that like there's so many steps because you need to find installers, you need to find financing, you need to do the tax incentives, you got to verify the tax incentives, you got to negotiate for the best price. So there's a big barrier there that needs to be taken down, and I think one of the best ways is either get it done by someone, so a consultant or a broker, or create a software that can give you all the tools for you to do it really easily.
Gotcha. I feel like that'll be something really beneficial for like someone like my family.
Yeah.
Because like my brother, he's someone who will like look into things and do it himself, like if he can. But like it's like the information gap, like you said, it's hard to like get the information, see which one's the best option, and like which one is best for us, you know. So and how to actually get it done. So I feel like something like that is like perfect, you know.
Yeah. At least I hope so. Like that's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. But like you're right, some people they just want to get it done, but then also they're still skeptical at the same time. So it's like, what do you do for those people, you know?
Yeah, you can't solve everyone's problem. So start with the people that have the biggest one.
Yeah, but something also about like the routine, something I realized as well a while ago was I really depended on my routine to get me started. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing because it gets you going. But then the bad thing comes when you're out of routine. And it fucks you up. And you're too reliant. So like one day you wake up like 30 minutes later or you don't get this done and you're like, shit, like I didn't do this. Now like my day's ruined, you know? Like you're a little too over reliant on it. And I kind of had that like conversation with Byung. And I'm like, yo, like if I wake up like late, like I just feel so out of it. My day just feels ruined. I'm out of like routine. And
So what do you do in that?
honestly,
Have you like looked to like fix that? Or
so for me, like, cause like the reason you have a routine is so everything is scheduled and organized, but also like you schedule things in to get those small wins. And those small wins then are important, but when you don't really get the chance to do that, it's hard. So like, but sometimes you just have to like take it easy on yourself. Like you're sick, okay, you can't like you're not gonna be able to perform at the best, and you just I feel like you need to take it easy on yourself
Yeah.
and give yourself some grace, and especially when things about like self-worth or like I'm not putting in the work anymore, or I'm like being lazy, or I'm just not working, we're being productive or achieving results. I feel like you need to see like how far you've come and you've made like a lot of progress.
Yeah.
But
So on the routine thing, so it seems like you haven't figured out.
I have not.
Yeah, because I don't think
haven't.
because I think it's right. It's like that's the system you're playing because
Yeah.
good routine, like because routine first of all allows you to recreate the exact ideal day for you to like get whatever you want done.
Yeah.
So it's an enabler.
Okay,
But-
I think
but-
something.
Yeah.
I think now what it is you need to realize there's certain things that's out of your control.
Right.
Like getting sick, no matter how careful
Yeah.
you are, there's still a possibility to get sick.
Right.
So I feel like there's these things that you can't control in this situation, this being sick situation, where you're like, I can't control that. Then I'm gonna just have to work with it. But like in certain other cases where like I feel like you kind of choose to, maybe like
Choose
not-
to what?
like, I mean, now that's like different. Like I'm trying to think of a different example where you'd be like forced out of your routine.
Okay, I could have easily done my routine. No, actually, no, I couldn't. I was like,
You felt like shit.
I felt like shit.
Yeah.
Like my body hurt. Like I had to lay in bed for like another 2 hours. Like I like took naps. Like, looking back on it, I totally understand. Like I needed that,
Yeah.
but more importantly, I needed to jump back on my horse. The thing about routine that's good and bad, yes, it ruins the rest of your day because you can get your routine. But what's even worse than ruining the rest of your day is realizing that, is thinking that, oh, this is gonna ruin the rest of my day because I haven't done it. Well, no, you still have 16 hours in the day left. Like make it up. Like if you keep having these negative thoughts, like, oh, you can get your 3-hour morning routine done or your 30-minute morning routine done, like then do the thing that matters the most important next, or do the thing that is the highest priority next, so that you bring back up your day rather than like relying on that. So for me in this case, like it sucked. I was over it. I didn't really it's not something I dwelled on. Like it's not something I attached myself worth because I realized like that sucked.
Yeah.
But for me, it just sucked because when I was doing my weekly review, I literally looked at my like. I'll show you this shit right now. I looked at my weekly wins, and this is what I
Do you
wrote.
track it or?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. I used to, but now it's like, I kind of just have it in my head now.
Then it's not in your head. You can't tell me what your weekly wins are.
Working out, getting the first workout, cold
Okay.
shower,
Okay.
Reading, if I do read.
That's all your wins.
Well, there's not like,
Well, shit. Did you make a bomb ass dish? Did you cook something for your parents? Did you go on a walk with your dog and have a great thought? Did you like see like? All right,
okay,
let
but
me- let me
now
show
when
this.
you say that as a win though, it's like you're making it very like achievement goal oriented, I feel like.
No, it's just the things that happened in the week that felt like wins. Because I can look back on
I
that. I'm like, very
see.
proud of that.
Okay,
Because
okay,
like,
so
dude,
I get that.
Let me show you this.
So you're saying like
I only have maybe 5 basic wins for last week, right?
Okay.
Worked out almost every day, morning routine, Muay Thai gym.
Uh-huh.
Helped girlfriend with her college application for graduate school. Exergy site got fully built out. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I finished my book for NYU class, and then been playing around with some code to build a website. So those are the wins I'm happy with. I'm
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
not including stuff that like that I don't really care. It's like, oh, I got this
Right.
document done for like I don't know. It's like I did it. I just had
Yeah.
to do it. And I include like photos
Okay.
of my week.
no, okay.
And so it's like I can like if I ever wanted to, I can look back at this and be like,
Okay.
dude, yeah, like that was
Gotcha.
that was
Okay,
hilarious. Like,
so,
look
like-
at this. Mommy's laying on the couch. She's dead asleep.
Oh my god, so cute.
Dude.
You should show the. Is it?
People are gonna say some mean stuff. She's not dead. She's on the couch sleeping.
Is it blurry?
I don't
Or-
know.
I think you might have to. I think it's focused.
I don't know.
The lights.
But nonetheless, like,
Yeah,
and then so
okay.
that's that week after. The week before, week 39.
Just 3. Is
Just
that
3.
what you're saying?
And
Just
I was-
3. Just 3.
Just well, it's not that it's
Just 3.
it's not that it's just
No,
3.
I
It's like
know.
the weight of it, right?
Yeah,
so it's like I
that's fair.
finished the grant for the grant we were doing.
Yeah.
That felt great. But I spent a lot of time researching and putting it together. That's the same shit as writing the grant. I don't even know why it's a separate thing. Did one homework. I don't care about doing the one homework. So I only did one thing. And how did that feel? I didn't make food. I didn't work out. There's nothing that personally I did that enriched me.
That was okay. I see. Gotcha.
And so,
Uh huh.
still photos a week. And like, so I can't be proud of that, right? Like so like I would say like I probably do attach my self worth, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think I attach my self worth to the actions I do because it's as closest to action you are. No, it's the closest. It's the most recent things you've done. That is who you are today. So I can proudly say today, like I'm someone that works hard. I'm someone that gets up. I'm someone with routine. But I can only say that if I have last week, I've done all those things.
Can you say it's reasonable to be like constantly in that state though? Cause like you're gonna be sick. You're gonna like
Yeah.
travel but then those different weeks, those different time periods, there's gonna be different things that you're gonna find enriching.
100%.
Right? So I think like you can't say every single time it's gonna be the same things or similar stuff, but within that context,
Yeah.
I feel like you find what was meaningful or what like you did was
100%.
you know.
But I think with the thing with traveling and getting sick, you can only do to the best of your abilities.
Right.
So like,
and you should be proud of that.
yeah, and like I did what I had to do, so I'm
Yeah.
very proud of that. Like
Yeah.
looking back, and I'm proud of it. That's all that matters now. But I think with stuff like vacations or like traveling, it's like, well, you're planning this out. That's planned. You can also plan out how your new routine's gonna be for that week. So like, yes, and if it's a no, that's a bullshit excuse. Cause like, if I'm gonna say I'm someone hardworking, this and that, it's like, well, let all my actions determine that. But the second I like, and like you can I'm not saying take a break, but remember, there's imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome comes from you saying you're this person, but not doing things
But
like
I feel
that.
like people just put like a label on themselves like too often.
No, I hate labels. People do it all the time.
But you're saying you're labeling yourself as a hardworking person.
But I don't put that on my LinkedIn. Like I'm like
I know, yeah,
I mean like
that's-
in black and white. This I think I'm a hardworking person. I think I'm this and that because my actions have dictated that. I don't care what other people say because I personally know I'm this person because I have last week's work. I have the week before that's work.
Yeah.
And I can
But
say
I'm
I've done
saying,
that.
why can't you like not considering other
Yeah.
people's viewpoints, just
Yeah.
you? Why can't you or me just be a hardworking person, but I also take time off?
No, you can.
Okay.
I'm not saying you can't.
Okay. So
Because it all depends on your own vocabulary of what what is considered hardworking. But I think what matters at the end of the day is, did you work hard? For at least in my view, you worked hard for something that was meaningful to you, or you just worked hard at doing just plain old shit. Like, did you just go to your boss and file 3,000 papers of paperwork,
Yeah.
or did you do something that was enriching to you? That was like, I sent out 3,000 flyers in hopes I would convert at least 1%. Like, doesn't have to be detailed, like, but like,
where it
I,
varies person to person.
yeah, like I made progress in something I actually cared about because
Yeah.
that feels like working hard to me, not doing table work for my boss
Right,
or doing homework for school. Like that's not. I don't feel like I learned or
Yeah.
gained something from that.
Yeah.
So, but I will say it does depend because if all it took was to get 100 clients this week and I got 120 and I have the rest of the 60 hours of the week to chill and relax, I don't care. I'm still hardworking. I got my results.
Right,
So
yeah,
it's like I
yeah,
think it's
that's
like
good.
definitely on a result basis. But again, varies person to person.
Yeah.
How do we get this conversation? No, that's what I'm wondering.
Um.
Routine.
Yeah. It started with me saying like mentioning feeling out of routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
and
think
real-
the thing with like that, I've tried to do this. I've not been really like good with it. Is when you have those trips, it's like just figure out like what's a really quick routine that you can do that will still make you feel good. Cause that, I don't know how long your routine is, but mine roughly is like 40 minutes. From like literally just getting out of bed to like maybe needing an extra 15 minutes to like sleep in, to like getting my 10-minute like workout in, and then getting my coffee and then come back to my table.
Yeah.
Like that's like elapsed like 40-50 minutes.
Okay.
So instead, when you're on trips or like you're gonna have a good time here and there, it's like, okay, how can you make a quick routine that gives you the same like wins? So maybe it's like, all right, just do at least 2 sets of 20 push-ups and then this and that, get
Yeah.
a coffee and then come back to your table and start working.
Yeah.
So I think you can recreate it. Doesn't have to be the same set of routines.
Yeah, or it doesn't have to look necessarily the same either. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess for me, I mean, like, you know, like when we went to San Francisco, at least for me,
this man was routined.
I mean, like the gym is like basically my routine, part of
Yeah.
my routine. So like that's what I made sure like I did, and I did, which I'm happy.
Yeah.
Even though like, I had to go like early or late or whatever.
Dude, this
and,
man.
Yeah. So
5 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I see him like packing his stuff to go to the gym.
Yeah. Pre-workout ready.
Dude, I was like, what the hell? He left an event early,
Yeah.
like to go at like 8, 9 or something, comes back at 11. And dude, he's like working all like routines, man. I respected that. But the thing is, like, because you did that, you can confidently say, I work hard. I'm routine. I'm disciplined. And that helps you when you try to do bigger and better things because you have a stack of wins that you can always reflect on.
You know, I feel like that can be true, but for
Yeah.
me, like there was a few times where I'm like, the gym, it's like become just a part of my life anymore. Where I feel like it comes natural.
Yeah.
So I don't like for me, I don't really consider that like
Work? Is that
not
what you're saying?
well not work, but I don't really say it's not something that challenges me anymore. Where I am like I need to bring myself to go to the gym. So I feel like now, since that the gym is already a part of me, I need to find other and more things that I can like that challenges me, and I can like start building another routine and say I'm consistent.
Dude, see,
'Cause the gym
that's
has-
dangerous though.
Yeah.
No, in a good way, because when I hear that, oh, dude, going to the gym 5 o'clock in the morning, 9 at night, like, dude, like that's light work. Like, that's part of my daily life. Like I don't
Yeah.
care, dude. That means my chore is play work for you.
I
You
mean,
enjoy that.
That doesn't.
Well,
that's
that,
not true.
But I don't. But that's what it sounds like. From what
Okay.
you just said.
Oh, okay. You're saying your chore as in like
For
the
me,
working out
going
is
to the
okay,
gym
I
for
see.
me is
Yeah.
playful and enjoyment for you.
Yeah.
And that's like another degree of that's not routine. That's none of that. That means you excel at this, and you get so much from it that other people that look at you like, oh shit, that's so much work. Like, I wouldn't do that. Like, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But let's say you wanted to do something, like I guess in a business context or something, like you wanted to like become a personal trainer. It's like, dude, because like you love it so much, you will do so much better than other people because it's not chore work to you. So that's enriching.
Yeah.
Rather.
But I'm saying like it's not necessarily when people say you go to a gym
Yeah.
and for other people who like might not necessarily be the same as me and they need to make themselves go to the gym, I feel like they can say
I see what you're saying.
they're
Like that's
consistent,
consistent
but-
discipline, but
and-
it doesn't
yeah.
feel like it doesn't feel the same
because
to
for
you.
me I feel like it's not transferable.
Yeah.
Because the gyms came to a point where it's like I said, it's like natural, I enjoy it. But I don't necessarily think I'll bring that same consistency. It's not transferable to something else.
Well,
You know.
like yeah, I see what you're saying. You don't value it the same way. But if I was like a job employer and you were like, yeah, and I was like, oh, how disciplined are you? You'd be like, well, you would obviously like point to like, well, I do wake up at the gym at like 5 in the morning every morning, and then like I go to the gym, like, and it's like they're like,
Well, okay,
What
I think
the fuck?
that's
Okay.
an overstatement. I don't do that.
no,
I
you don't do
only
that.
did
The thing is, like, you did that while we were on like a business vacation trip. Not even
Yeah.
like less business, but more like we're having a good time.
Right,
So it's like,
That's
well,
fair.
that's something I would say you were disciplined in. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you value it the same way someone else does. Like people say I work hard. Well, I don't think I worked hard this week. Then it's like, okay, shit. But it's like not until I worked hard, I'm like, I worked hard. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So like, or if somebody like an employer would ask me like, oh, like how hard do you work? So I work hard
Yeah.
because I did this, and that, and like that's when you like that's your moment to like talk about it.
Yeah.
But obviously you don't value the same way, and I won't value the same way unless I
That's
feel like I got
Right.
something.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I see what you're saying though. Routine that like definitely challenge you does feel better than just like, cause like I can go to the Muay Thai gym, like I don't feel like that's routine as much.
Yeah.
But when I look back at the end of the week, I'm like I'm so glad I went to every class. So
Exactly.
I don't, but yeah, I probably don't value it as routine, but I do value it as like, it just felt amazing.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Like. Yeah.
I don't know what you call that, but that is interesting.
Just a hobby.
Just the hobby.
Just a hobby. I feel like hobby is just the best way to describe because you do it for the sole purpose of enjoyment.
You do it for the soul and the sole purpose of enjoyment. They're the same shit, right?
Well,
For
they're
the
two
soul.
different souls, but still soul.
Yeah, yes.
But like,
Boy.
I also wanted to touch upon like
Yeah.
when you went to the part where you you didn't say it yet,
You want me
but
to
like
say
you
it?
told me about like the 43 like North
Oh, okay.
experience, and then the grant, the $5 million seating for the seating for the $5 million grant.
Okay, let me pull this stuff up too.
Like, were you able? Did you like work through those out as well? Did you get like think about that?
Yeah. So starting from the late last thing that happened. So the furthest thing that happened 2 weeks ago, we talked about that.
Yeah. Okay.
What happened afterwards? I that pushed me to like, because at the end of the day, I think my character is when I feel like things aren't working, I try to like make things work.
Okay.
I always try to find a solution. So whether and like, dude, getting a job, doing all that stuff, that's totally normal. I think like, there's people that do it, and like, there's people that just need to make a living, and there's people that like want to just like not take a risk and like make a living off
Or
that.
they need like a set routine in their life to help them. Yeah.
Or they want to get like sleep in. Like that's cool. Like I have nothing against that.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like shit. I thought like maybe this business wasn't the right move, and maybe everybody was right. I should be back in school. So then I was like, okay, let me think about what other options I had. So I ended up reaching out to someone that was in my network that owns this pretty big company in Buffalo, and it was cool. So we like scheduled something for then. But bringing it back to after that,
Yeah.
I like thought about it, like what can I do? What can I do? I ended up helping. I was like working with my girlfriend's dad on something, like helping buy insurance, and then I like learned something from that like gave me a little like something to work through. So that was kind of nice because like that week I told myself, all right, Daniel, you can't make a decision right now to work a job as a construction guy or doing this or that. So it's like, give your week, give this week to decide on what's like best for you, and then from there, like we'll make a decision if we needed more time or if like we do want to get a job or whatever it is. So that's what I put down in my weekly review after talking to Ryan as well.
Yeah.
And so that week, I really didn't do much. I still I slept in maybe a little bit. I was still like sick, so I was kind of recovering from it.
Yeah.
And then it was rather chill, but me like researching, reading, like doing things that like felt enriching, right? So came to conclusion, I want to work on this software idea. So working on the software idea now, like I was making like basic wireframes, this is that. And then a couple days come by. Now it's, I think this week actually. So now it's this week. That last week was over. Now it's this week. So from Monday to Sunday, working on this idea. Waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning, getting this shit done. My routine's in. Like I'm feeling good. I'm doing my 10-minute workout. I feel fully healed. Things are going great.
Yeah.
Now, when I first came to Buffalo as a freshman at UB,
Yeah.
I was someone that was super like, what do you call the word?
Like enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic, but not like a kid like, oh, wants to talk to everybody. It's like there was like a certain like energy I think I had towards other people that worked hard and being in the business space. So I spent my time all around business. So I ended up networking a lot.
Yeah.
Met a lot of people. That's probably like the time I felt super alive, and I felt like I did a lot because I knew so many more people. I would go to networking events every week at 7 a.m.
Compared to now.
So I'll get to that.
Okay.
But at that time, I felt I was doing so much. I felt on top of the
Yeah.
world. I knew everybody in like that area, in tech, business, startup. I knew everybody. Big lesson from that. Speaking from today, is that none of that shit actually mattered. It was good to meet all these people. Now these people know me. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because what have I done? What have I accomplished? If I haven't accomplished anything, knowing them doesn't really serve me. So,
Like, I kind of want to say like, when you like have that kind of thought, like I feel like it's like you've done that, been through that, but only have you like
Been through
after
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
been through that, can you say that, you know?
100%.
But like for other people, it might not. It's not gonna be the same.
right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, And I don't say this out of regret. I say this because this is what I'm actively working on now. I don't try to go to networking events to meet people. I try to do work so great that people just can't ignore me.
Yeah.
Because only through that, I think people like will find a reason to talk to. Because being someone young, like, dude, I'm talking to people at 30, 40 years old, more accomplished, who have done more, some that haven't even done more. And it's like, well, why talk to me? Oh, because I'm a young bull that like has potential. Like, that's, having potential doesn't mean anything. But having done stuff, having
Yeah.
like sold sneakers or having like made this much amount of money doing this or helping like start a nonprofit, like, oh, now that seems like
Yeah.
the kid has potential because he's done things.
I wouldn't even say like you've done things, but you're just like interesting.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is like, because that time I haven't really done much. Like I've done a few things, right?
Yeah.
It's like I can make it all sound good, but like I didn't personally feel like I've done things. Like I didn't make this amazing nonprofit or this like website that helps people find things or like solve a massive amount of people's problems, like or any of that stuff. Like I just like networked with people. I was just that guy at networking events that could like, hey, like Joe, how you doing? Like good to see you. And then Stephanie, hey, and then like I talked to everybody in the room.
Who's Stephanie?
I don't know. Like I'm just saying names, but it's like that. Like I realized like you just have benign conversations again. It's like, oh, like what are you working on these days? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, like doing this, doing that. And obviously I was working on stuff at the time, but what I'm trying to get at is, so I know everybody now. But the thing is like, I don't have a deep connection with everybody, right? So like
Yeah.
I just know them. Like we're good. Like I never. Oh, we're like we're jazzing up, we're talking, and like, but it's like we don't talk about family. I don't know what's going on in their personal life. Like that's
Yeah.
none of that stuff. It's just business, tech, startups. Like oh, like what do you think? Like you think that company's gonna raise $1 million? Like oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like it's all just like bullshit. And so why I tell you this is because the company I worked for was called 43 North, great company. Well, they're more of like a government organization, but they invest into startups every year. $5 million. It's a pitch competition. They have hundreds of applications of companies that apply. And the whole premise is we give you $1 million. You have to live in Buffalo. And then the goal is bring more companies to Buffalo so that we can grow our like local economy. Makes total sense. Love the premise of it. I worked with the team as an intern once, and then I helped them volunteer at their major event, which is the actual pitch competition. So last year I helped them bring like 20 people together.
Yeah.
All right, 20 is an overstatement. But this year, I wasn't sure if I was gonna go actually. Like talked to my partner, I was like, it's like the event's today. Like I don't know. And I'm like, I know everybody there. Like I know like everybody in Buffalo. Like not everybody, but I know a lot of people in Buffalo. And it's like. And all the people I know are going there because that's the top. That's the major event of the year. So I'm like, but even then, like I didn't feel this attraction to go because, like I said before, I realized like I just got to do work that's so good that you know people are like, yo, like Daniel, how's everything going? It seems like you're doing good, rather than like oh just networking event where it's like I'm not making more money, I'm not building a product that people want, etc.
Yeah.
So first I was like unsure if I wanted to go. Eventually my partner convinced me. He's like, oh yeah, like, come by. We end up going, or I end up going myself, and on my way there, oh shit, I gotta tell you something else. Okay,
Yeah, go for it.
okay, so
Well, what is that? Something else.
it's related to that actually.
Okay.
So it's partly why I felt like now I felt like fuck now what do I do? So I asked my
Wait,
business.
now what do you do?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
So my business partner, I asked him, like, oh, you're gonna go to the 42 North finals? And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah. No, he actually doesn't answer me first, like not straight, right? So I was like, I wasn't sure, but I asked him something else too. We were talking about like our work, and then like when we were on call, I asked him like, oh, you're going to the 43 North finals? He's like, oh yeah, I am. And I was like, okay, cool. And he tells me, oh, they actually gave me like you gotta blur that name out. The like whoever like gave him a special ticket along with the other winners of the competition that we won last year.
Gotcha.
But I was like, okay, and he was like, yeah, but I don't know why they didn't give you a ticket. So them three got tickets to an event that I didn't get tickets to,
Yeah.
a premium ticket. Like they sit in a better spot. I don't know. I don't really care.
Gotcha.
And I was like, so why didn't they invite me to it too? Like you didn't have one more ticket.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, that's first of all, it's weird, right? And I was like, all right. The second, I was like, and the person that like runs like this whole thing, like, I know the person. I was like, damn, I was like kind of disappointed in hearing that. So I was like, all right, whatever. And so that was low key on my mind too. I was like, this person I thought like cared about me and like
Yeah.
actually like, wanted to see me grow and like put me in like better and better positions. Like no, it just no.
No.
And like so blatantly too, like didn't even tell me like, oh, like we didn't have one extra ticket for you or like whatever. Like just didn't include me on the email. So I was like, okay, that's how it's gonna be. So now I'm thinking like now I want to go, right? So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna show up there.
Okay.
But nonetheless, I drive down by myself, and I'm starting to feel a little nervous. I'm like, not because of that, but because like I haven't gone to any networking events in like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
I haven't like reconnected with a lot of people. Some of the people I have was like either at events or messaging, but it's still been a long time since I've talked to them.
Yeah.
So now I'm feeling like, yo, do people even like me here anymore? I'm like, I'm not the same guy I was before, and I know that, but like. Do people just think I'm gonna like I go to school in Buffalo, work in Buffalo, and I'm leaving, I'm going to New York City or a big city? Like, do they think like I'm just gonna be like one of those guys? Like, and, like first of all, I don't think that's wrong at all. Like, do what's good for yourself. Like, so like people that are saying like, oh, stay in Buffalo, stay like, relax. I go wherever I want.
Yeah.
You can go wherever you want too. Go where you feel is like you're needed.
Yeah.
Don't just stick to one place because it's all people want.
Right.
Like, so first of all, that's gotta chill.
Yeah.
I get it. We got to build the local economy, but like, I need to like experience things for myself.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now I'm feeling terrible about myself. I'm just like, like, do people even want to see me? And I'm not like demeaning myself, but I'm just like, damn, like I'm just gonna go to the event, watch the competition. I'm just gonna bounce, right? I'm just gonna keep it at that, keep it simple and clean. I go there, already start running into people I know, and then I'm like. And then after the competition, I'm like, I'm about to use the bathroom. And like, I see my boss, I see other people, and I'm like, oh my god, like, people are saying hi to me and stuff. I'm like, shit, like all this nervousness, like, it just felt a little bit better. And I was like, wow, people like, there's some people that actually care about me. Like, people I've talked to virtually that like, they were like, or like through text that were like, like you're not even sure if they like you or not, but in person they're like, oh, like, dude, it's great to see you. And they're talking about the conversation we last had. So it's like, oh no, like you remember the conversation we had, you were like hella happy for me and you're telling other people, like that's awesome. Like I actually felt good and I was like, I'm so glad I came to this event because one, I got to be around like people that like I actually like cared about.
Yeah.
And then two, like I also saw 5 companies win $1 million. So it was like just seeing that, I'm like, they're not too far from me. Like I just gotta keep like doing what I'm doing and like put more time, put more effort, and like I can get there.
Yeah.
So it was like the 2 feelings, went home that night and I just kept working, and then yeah, I had a good rest of my night. So
So would you say like in the beginning you were just like overthinking everything?
I don't know, definitely like there's always overthinking, right? So it's like it's not something you can stop. It's just like you just gotta think about it. So like, and it's not possible to not think. So and it's not good to hide it either. So it's like think about it, but I think about it logically. But I would say I wasn't like thinking about it to the point where I was like, oh, like I'm anxiously like I won't be able to go into the event. Like no, I was just like, and I didn't have to. Like I could have just been like, nah, fuck it. Like I'll just stay at home.
Yeah.
But like I wanted to go to the event because I was like, you know, my partner's right. It's only a once in a like year event that they do, and then like I should probably say hi to a couple of friends.
Yeah.
So I went, and yeah, like I just the way I solved the anxiety of it was I told myself I was just gonna go in and pop out. Like that's it.
Yeah.
So I will also add I probably wasn't super anxious about it. I was just like, I don't know if people like me. There's uncertainty.
Yeah, cause like, it's really interesting like hearing something like that come from you.
That's diarrhea mouth.
Nah, it's fine. But like, it's interesting like hearing that come from you because I've always seen you as a person who's like, you go into a room and you're just like able to mingle with everyone, fit in, and just like, you know, like be there.
Yeah.
So like hearing that like you like sometimes feel like that way where it's like you don't necessarily know how people feel about you and things like that. It's like everyone's human and like because I have a lot of respect for you and like
Appreciate that.
like seeing like who you've become, it's like really like amazing, you know, like to see like how you've developed. And but like still, like, we're all human
Yeah.
at the end of the day, so we're always gonna have like some of those doubts, some of those feelings where, oh, like, what if people forgot about me?
Yeah,
What if
that's
people,
literally the fucking words I've spoken in my head. I was like,
yeah, or like, what if they don't care about me? But like, why do you think like you're scared of that? Because you said networking, you feel like with people there wasn't that deep connection. So like, why did you care?
when I first started,
Or
or
right now,
why
like
did I
before?
why did
Yeah.
I care? Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's like at the end of the day, it's like I still presently am in Buffalo. Yes, my girlfriend's there, but also like I like the city. Like, well, not the food. The food could be better. No, I'm just like speaking honestly. Like,
yeah.
if any of my Buffalonians like see this, they're gonna like Daniel, what the hell? But they know like there's not enough diversity. Like the
Yeah.
food is a big like culture in my life, and it needs to be a big culture in Buffalo's life in order for it to grow. I'm not trying to get economical and stuff
Yeah.
about this and like, oh, how can we help the economy of Buffalo?
Yeah.
But like, there's people there where we've had long conversations. We've talked, and it's like, yes, like we've only talked here and there, and it's like nothing super deep, but it's like we've talked, and like you always were there for me in the beginning, so it's like, but like I guess maybe because I feel like I wasn't. I just left. Like I just stopped coming to events. I just stopped like talking to them. I just like started like working more, and so it's like I felt like maybe they thought that he was just here to just use,
I
not like
see.
use us, but like to
Yeah.
just be there and like get to know people and
Gotcha.
stuff. And like he's not really about it,
Yeah.
or he's not. I don't know if it's really about it, but like
Uh-huh.
he doesn't care about us. So why do I care
Yeah.
about him? And then like the shit talking now, or like
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's like
Okay.
it could be that.
And does that like normally happen?
What?
Like you let like other people how they feel about you like affect you?
Probably, dude. I think that happens to all of us.
Well,
But it also
yeah,
depends on who, because like,
Right.
dude, if you're a 45-year-old fucking man and you have a terrible life, I don't care. But but if you're like,
Okay.
dude, if you're like just
Damn.
3 steps ahead of me, and I want to be like you, in the sense that like, dude, you work hard, I respect you, and like, I love to be your friend because I think there's a lot to learn
Oh
from.
my god. It's
Wait,
been
that thing is still on though.
well, it's about to be off, so now I need to switch the batteries. The batteries again. But yeah, getting back to it.
What were we just saying?
Like you were saying how if you were a 45-year-old man, you wouldn't give a fuck. But what if that 45-year-old guy
yeah.
was your dad?
Still don't care.
Damn.
No, but it's like if it's somebody like I wanna be like, somebody like I think I could learn from, or like just like having my network, then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that kind of sucks, right? Like they have their like perspective of me be shaped in the way that is negative, or like, oh, he's just a bullshitter. He doesn't actually do anything. So yes, but I don't think that's also bad because it enables me to care more about helping myself. Because at the end of the day, like if he sees me like that, well, it's like, well, sucks. Because like if that's his character, that sucks. But like the ability to comprehend other people's opinions and make a guided decision based off of that, whether it's a stranger or whether it's close family, that ability to do so, I think it helps you become a better person. Because if I know you're judging me for always sleeping in, and I'm starting to feel like shit about it, there's two things I'm gonna think. Wesley's a terrible friend, let me cut him off. Or like, no, Wesley's right. I probably should like fix that.
Yeah.
Right. Now it depends on our friendship. I mean, like, well, then it doesn't depend on this is more things it depends on.
Yeah.
But like what I'm trying to get at is all, because your question was, do you let other people's opinions like affect you? And I would say yes. Now it depends on the scale of like how close we are.
Yeah.
Girlfriend's opinion, mom's opinion, dad's opinion, sister's opinion, 100% affects me to a degree on certain topics.
Right.
If they talk about politics, that doesn't count because I don't like I can't side with anybody on that stuff. But if they talk to me about like, like their observations of me and how I'm doing, like I take that into account, of course. Now, if it's somebody that doesn't really know me, I don't care. Like you don't know me. What do you know about me?
But so didn't you say?
But they're not somebody that like we don't like. I don't know. They don't know me. Like we know each other. But it's like, it's that friend that you guys used to be like good buds, not best friends, like friends. But like you're not sure where that is right now. You're not sure if they're like actually like excited to see you or just like, he a dirty guy. You know what I mean? So
Why does it matter?
I don't
'Cause
I don't want to be perceived as somebody that's like selfish. That's somebody that doesn't care for others.
If
like,
you know yourself that you're not selfish or you do care for others, why does other people's opinion matter?
it's a good question. If I know myself, I'm not selfish. Why did other people's
Yeah,
opinion?
or if you know your worth or who you really are, why do those people who might know you a little bit, yeah, but they don't really know you or
They don't know. They don't know.
yeah,
Know
they
me,
don't
yeah.
know you. So why does it matter? Because they don't know what you're really like, you know?
I think maybe for the sake of business, it matters because I think particularly when you're in business now. So like personal relationships, my self worth, I'm not crippling on anything. Like I'm cool.
Yeah.
But when it comes to business, my business self worth, and I think this might be the reason why. It's like, oh, they're not going to be a supporter of the business. They're not going to be like, they're going to be the ones behind the back, like, yeah, don't work with him. He's sloppy. He's all over the place. He's not someone you want to work with.
Or he's like just here.
Yeah, but you have the more supporters you have, the more people that want to like back you and be like, yo, Daniel's
Interesting.
awesome.
Yeah.
The easier it is to get customers, the easier it is to have like a brand.
Yeah.
Rather, I don't have that. I have people that like 100, 200 people in Buffalo. Like, nah, he's just doing it to make money. And it's like, yo,
Yeah.
come on, are you serious? Like, so I guess it's uncertainty that like I have that same support as I used to, because I know I used to have that, and so I don't think I haven't had a chance to reciprocate. Well, okay, I don't want to say I haven't had a chance because I stopped going to networking events. I didn't reciprocate that, so that's I guess one thing, as well as like I never reached out, never like texted, like, I mean we're in the space of business, so it's like everyone's working, everyone's
Yeah.
got to work. So like that's another thing, but
Would you say like, because I've kind of like what I think I like am hearing
Yeah.
maybe is there's like a personal identity
Yeah.
and then there's like a business
Yeah.
identity.
it's like
And-
professional and personal.
Exactly, yeah. So then I feel like, did you think you got those two like kind of mixed together? Or was it like, because I think that might have been what's happened because that's why like you felt the
That's
anxiety.
very
you
interesting.
know?
I
Because-
identified my personal self as my professional self.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because
Could be, yeah.
like let's say like you weren't sure like if people cared for you
Yeah.
at this event, but you just said that it was for business, like you don't care because of businesses, but it clearly made you feel a certain type of way on a deeper level, not just, oh, they're not going to support the business, or at least that's what I'm hearing. So I feel like there probably should be a distinction that needs to be made between your business professional identity to your personal identity.
But is it different or is it the same? Because again, if the professional is just a mask that you're putting on, then what does that even mean?
That's fair.
But if I'm only deriving value from, so I think that, so what I think, what I like, why I try to work on creating good work now is because I realize my value isn't from my network, it's from being able to deliver good work,
Or what you produce.
what I produce, and that will enable me to get a bigger network. But the bigger network is not the goal, it's a result. It's it's an ancillary thing that comes with it that allows me to keep getting bigger. That allows me to not bigger like famous. I don't give a fuck about being famous, but like
Yeah.
allows me to push out more products and services. Allows me to do business better. So, because at the end of the day, it's like, what do I want? I want to be financially
Yeah.
free. I want to have money. I want to be able to travel, eat whatever I want, take
Yeah.
care of my people.
Yeah. So then okay, so then if it is one,
Yeah.
right? Then so if your business, professional, whatever, and your personal is one,
Yeah.
then I'm losing my train of thought. What is it? Yeah, I kind kind of just completely
No,
lost.
no,
the
you're good.
idea.
Because I thought I was
No,
I was wondering what you were gonna
yeah,
say too. But
uh-huh.
like I think what I said in a really long-winded sentence was, but I didn't actually say was, I derive my value from my network, not from my work, not from the activities I did. So
I
I
see.
mistakenly, yeah, like I really like the reason why I think I might have been anxious was because I used to value myself based on the people I know.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I would say like I don't know as
Gotcha.
many of these people anymore. It's like my old me, right,
Mm-hmm.
is still wondering like, are these my friends or are these my enemies?
Mm.
And so that affects me now because if these are my enemies, that means maybe less sales, maybe less engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I gotta like be wary of them. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, but I realize like that's not the case. Like as in like people still care about me. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's even if there's like a few people, it's like that's still better than all the people, right? That's
Yeah,
still
like
better
a
than
few
none.
that matters.
Yeah. Is that the pod?
I mean, yeah, I feel like that
Is there anything
concludes
else?
us here, yeah. Well, I mean, normally I always have like
Something to say. I know. I
something to
heard from the last
say.
podcast you didn't have anything
I
prepared.
didn't have anything prepared.
Yeah.
Do you?
You also didn't have you
No,
this
I
time.
didn't have anything prepared. So
Wait, what do you do at the end? What do you say? You just like something to wrap up on, or like
yeah, like something to wrap up on.
fuck? Well, I did have something prepared. So
Oh, you do?
yeah.
See, this guy's
Um,
always prepared.
no, I'm not always prepared. I want to be a little more prepared.
Well, you're prepared for this.
I was prepared for this.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, if I'm spending 3 hours, 2 hours here, it's not gonna go to waste.
That's true.
I'm not gonna just make this like some bullshit.
Yeah.
Um,
Fair.
I want it to be something where if somebody listened to this and they were just 2 years younger than me, and they were like, "Wow, he's going through that. That's real." It's
Mhm.
like, I feel like I'm going through that right now, and it's like, I can learn something from him. Or it's
Yeah.
like even if they're 2 weeks from how I felt, like
Mhm.
it's like I needed this. So
Yeah.
if there's anything I want to wrap up on is give yourself that week to just think, to just read, to learn about other things. Don't fuck up your routine. Wake up on time, work out, do everything that you would normally do. But instead of trying to figure out what that like end goal is, give yourself that time to research, explore, read, and just be yourself.
Be yourself. I wouldn't even say like a week though. Where you think like a week is just like to start it.
I just gave myself a week
Mm.
because eventually by the end of the week, after reading, researching,
Yeah.
taking those naps, taking those walks, like you just realize like, you know what, I think I could try doing this. And
Mhm.
don't make that decision on day 2. Give yourself the whole 5-7 days.
Mhm. Or if it takes you longer.
Well, I think the thing is put a timeline on it so you can be conclusive on where to go.
That's
If
fair.
by day 7 you're like, I don't know, like, but I found interesting pockets where I'm like, I want to try looking at this or try looking at that. You'll
And then
figure that
explore,
out and
yeah.
then explore it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's not possible to get it done in a week. You can do it in a week.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. So, I mean, Thanksgiving break is coming up next month. That's a little far though, is
yeah.
it?
I'll give you a life update on that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll come back with Daniel next month, but yeah, during that week, you can take that week to explore and think through things.
Who, me?
No, just them.
Oh damn.
Them.
Yeah.
Them.
I hope if you were in the shoes I was in not too long ago that you figure it out. I was a little bummed out by this. He's probably bummed out by his ankle.
I don't want to show my. I ain't selling feet pics, bro.
I don't know who would buy your feet pics.
Fuck you.
But he can't walk now because he sprained his ankle. And I did something to my finger, which the doctor has not told me yet. And so.
By the same person,
But
Ryan.
the guy
Last
from the last pod.
episode.
He might look like a kind, sweet, like a huggable bear, but he's really not.
Yeah.
I'd be very cautious of him. If you ever saw him in the streets, just cross the street.
Stay
Don't
away.
Stay away. Stay away.
Yep. Well, that's all for this week's Mumbling Thought, right? We'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Peace.